Salute, wrestling friends, and welcome to the Good Bread Wrestling channel, also known as the Figure 4 TV. Now, today, I rank my top 10 WWE stars of the Golden Era, guys. So don't beat me up, all right? And my ranking criteria is stemmed from the impact, longevity, championships, and cultural influence. So I will not be doing WCW, NWA, and I know we have the Jerry Lawlers, we have the Ric Flairs, the Dusty Rhodes. They will not be on my list. We only doing WWF/WWE Superstars in the 80s.
Kicking things off will be the 80s, the birthplace of WWF. The Golden Era of WWE, often called the Hulkamania era, spanned from the early 80s all the way to the early 90s, marking a transformative period for professional wrestling. This era began when Vince McMahon took over the World Wrestling Federation from his father Vince McMahon Sr. in 1982, and McMahon envisioned expanding WWF's reach beyond the traditional regional wrestling circuits into a national and global phenomenon. This expansion was fueled by a strategic television deal, innovative marketing, and the introduction of pay-per-view events. And at the forefront of this revolution was Hulk Hogan, whose larger-than-life persona and real American character became synonymous within WWF.
So we're going to kick the list off with the big man, Andre the Giant. And most people will argue that it would be no WWE without the feud between Andre and Hogan, culminating at WrestleMania 3, which kind of propelled WWE into atmospheres they weren't in. So Andre the Giant definitely makes my list. Also, I want you guys to keep in mind, I don't have any notes in front of me, and I'm going off for sheer what I remember. You know what I mean? So this is my list. If you guys got your own people that I might have missed, then you could put it in the comment section and we'll chat about it, because I read every single comment. But starting my list at number 10 is Andre the Giant and his impact. He had the title, but it was a token championship. We know with the twin referee, he ended up having to forfeit the title because $1 Million Man tried to buy the title from him. So he in the record books, he is a Winged Eagle title holder, but we all know is full of shit. Andre the Giant is one of those characters, and his footprint is still on WWE to this day, because he's one of those characters that did not need the championship. And as you can see with his title runs, he didn't have the title. They brought Andre the Giant out. He main evented the show though, but he didn't have the title his career. He was an attraction, and this is how WWE used their big men. They use their big men as attractions. So they don't even really put them into real storylines that'll have them overcome odds and, like the regular wrestlers, to where they can win championships. They keep them separate. And you can see it now on the main roster, WWE's main roster. You can see how poorly they book the big guys. Now, next on the list, number 9 is Bob Backlund. And Bob Backlund, he make my list because influence and impact and title runs is what I rank these guys off of. When it comes to title runs, he had runs like no other. And then this man came back in the 90s, late 90s, and won the championship again. So you got to give respect to Bob Backlund, one of the great technical wrestlers, and he's one of the first vanilla midgets, one of the first Daniel Bryan type figures not to be big and bulky, to have the title and run with it for a while as the hero of the company. We all know that eventually he transitioned the title right on over through the Iron Sheik to Hulk Hogan, and the rest is history. But Bob Backlund definitely makes my list. Now, next on the list, not a very popular pick, but I gotta give credit where credit is due. And the Honky Tonk Man was one of the most entertaining characters WWE, WWF ever created. And he lived the part. If y'all think Dominique Dirty Dom is cool. Think about Honky Tonk Man. Honky Tonk Man was that to the second power when it comes to being that slime ball heel. I mean, if Eddie Guerrero was alive today, he would tell you he got some of his little tactics and tactics from Honky Tonk Man. That's how good Honky Tonk Man was. And Honky Tonk Man, he kind of ruled that mid-card division. The Intercontinental type title for division, Honky Tonk Man ruled that. So he got to make the list. Coming in at number 7, the original Viper, Jake the Snake Roberts. Now this dude was dope. This was one of the first cool heels where we cheered him, and half the times he was doing evil things. So Jake the Snake definitely makes the list as one of my top 10 greatest WWE/WWF superstars of all time. Next up, we got the Junkyard Dog, JYD. And believe it or not, guys, it was a certain time in the 80s, and during Hulk Hogan's boom, too. It was a certain time where he was more popular than Hulk Hogan. He was the most popular athlete. They did a little poll where they had him, and I think it was Bo Jackson and a couple of other athletes from other sports. And they was trying to see who was the most popular, and Junkyard Dog won that over Hulk Hogan, guys. Junkyard Dog, man, if he didn't give in to the drugs, it would be I would wonder. I just, man. And as a kid, when Junkyard Dog hit the ring, he was ring entrance. If you like Yeet and you think you get excited when Jey Uso's music hit, when that Junkyard Dog music hit, man, he blew the roof off the building. And at number 5, absolutely perfect, Mr. Perfect. And unlike the $1 Million Man and Rowdy Roddy Piper, who a lot of people say they were robbed and they should have won the title, which I don't believe they should have won the title, because if they would have won the title, then Hulkamania wouldn't have been as big and as believable as possible. But Mr. Perfect is one of those heels that came towards the end of Hulkamania and would have used a big push by defeating Hulk Hogan and actually becoming the WWF World Champion. And he was robbed, but not on my list. Perfect is definitely on this list. Oh yeah, we got the Macho Man coming in next. And of course, you gotta mention the Macho Man. He gotta be in everybody's top 5 because he was our only face. Aside from Hogan, it was a big part of the 80s after Savage mid-card run that we needed another face in the company, and Savage filled right in. He filled right in, so he could play both. He was a good tweener character. And Macho, of course, his promo was elite. His in-ring ability was savage. He got to make the list. I mean, a lot of y'all gonna say he could be higher, but this is my opinion, guys. This is my list. Hit that like button while you at it. At number 3, we got the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Now, when I was young, I could not stand this character. This character played a good job at engaging in emotions. But as I got older and got my hands on some money, I grew to love this character. And I know I would have cheered for $1 Million Man. But I got to stick to my word. I do not think I don't think it was his time to win the World's Championship. He wasn't like Mr. Perfect in the end of Hulkamania. He was in the heart of Hulkamania, and we needed that heartbeat to continue to pump and pull us all the way through channels that we never ventured as a company. So I don't believe he was robbed, but I do believe he was a hell of a character. And also, guys, this is the Vince McMahon gimmick that we grew to see today. This is the original McMahon, Mr. McMahon gimmick, guys. Think about it. At number 2, we got the Golden Era's Attitude Era version of Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hot Rod, Rowdy Roddy Piper. This was the heel of all heels. There would be no Hulkamania if it wasn't for Rowdy Roddy Piper, and also add Bobby Heenan to that. But because you can't be as great as Hulk Hogan was without your villain, without your rival being equally as great, it's just not gonna make sense. People just not gonna care about you. And we cared about Hogan because of how evil Rowdy Roddy Piper was. And now that we in the era where there's no kayfabe and we hear all the things we hear, and we didn't pull back the curtain in wrestling, man, we would have cheered for Piper. Also, Piper also came back in the 90s to win the Intercontinental Championship, and I think that was a reward for his good service with the company. But that was good to see Piper win that Intercontinental Championship from the Mountie. And he lost it to Bret Hart, so he actually put Bret Hart over in losing it to him too. So Piper always kept it real, always 100, and he's gonna make the list. So if Piper is number 2, then you guys know who number 1 is.
Hogan had been a star in other promotions, namely the AWA based in Minneapolis. But after gaining mainstream popularity from his role in the movie Rocky III, Hogan made his way to WWE, and McMahon knew he had struck gold.
And Hogan's appeal extended beyond the wrestling ring, making him a pop cultural icon of the 1980s. You simply couldn't get away from all the marketing around him. From him opening restaurants, movies, and doing talk shows, it's fair to say the whole world were Hulkamania.
If you was in your 40s, then you was a Hulkamaniac. And anybody in their 40s trying to pump anything other than that, they a liar. And I wouldn't trust them. All right, guys. So y'all, let's take it to the comment section. Let me know if I missed anybody. Let me know if I shuffled the order. How would you reshuffle the order if I didn't miss anybody? Let's start the conversation down in the comments. Like, share, and if you're new over here, I appreciate you for watching. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time.
This is a wreck. He's moving like an uncaged animal.
No lie, he's wild in there.